Let's take a look at some of the probables. Shane-Bieber's a guy that has given this team a huge lift with all the trouble they've had in the rotation. He has been a consistent, and the young guy has really shined.
He really, really has. I mean, to go from not an all-star to being an all-star to being the all-star MVP to trying to bottle all of those emotions, coming out of the gate this year as the team's number 5 starter. And I know Tito doesn't like to emphasize on the number of starter, whatever you are, whenever you come out the year, because everything starts to fall into place after that. But still, I mean, to be in such a competitive rotation and for so many guys to fall and for him to step up the way that he did, to sort of carry this rotation, the aspect of the game that the Indians were supposed to be able to rely on all year because they knew they would struggle with the bats. I mean, he's been everything and more. And anytime you ask Tito a question about him, it's impossible for him to fight back his smile because he just thinks so highly of Bieber. He says 1,000 times that he's mature beyond his years, and the way that he's pitched and the way that he's stepped up for this team has been absolutely invaluable.
The other guy that's really been impressive in that, the starters, Zach-Plesac has really given the Indians a huge lift. A guy that really wasn't on many people's radars, and he's shown that the stage is not too big for him.
No, and it's funny because Mike Clevenger was just saying the other night, like, why aren't guys nervous anymore when they come up? I mean, I remember, like, he kept saying that he remembers whenever he was in the dugout and he was running out to throw up before his debut, and these guys come up here and he's like, and they just walk in like they own the place. They're ready to go. They're confident. They're not worried about anything, and then they come up here and they dominate. And he said, I don't know what's going on anymore. But it was funny just because, I mean, Plesac has been, like Bieber, everything and more that the Indians could have asked for. I mean, no one would have expected how many injuries that this team would have to go through. And then to have someone like him who had this sort of the same path that Bieber had, flying through the minor league system to get up to the big league level, in just a month span, going from AA to a quick stop in AAA up to the big leagues. I mean, it's been extremely impressive to watch him thrive the way he has on such little experience. And I think just because of that, because they have the depth, because of what Plesac has been able to show, that might make them a little bit more comfortable to consider a Trevor Bauer trade. It doesn't mean that it absolutely will happen just because of where they are in the standings now, but someone like Zach Plesac allows them to have a little bit more breathing room because they do have some depth there.
Yeah, and the other thing is, a tip of the cap to the Indians' development people, particularly on the pitching side, because that doesn't always happen.